Shalom, family. It's good to see you all. Wow. Oh, oh. How you doing, LVZ?
What's happening, sis? Did I miss anything?
You didn't miss a thing. I just got on here myself.
Okay, cool.
Okay. How you been?
I've been good. I've been good. It's been okay. Peckerwood's been peckerwooding, but we gonna keep pushing on.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. Man, I tell you what, this software I got on, do y'all hear any dogs barking?
I know.
There's dogs in the backyard, my neighbors, and they're barking, both of them. And I got this software that's supposed to get rid of background noise. So I
Mm-hmm.
guess this mess is working. This is
I
working.
sure is, cause I can't hear no dogs.
Yeah, good. That's the whole point, to get rid of background noise. So I'm glad it's working.
We should
So
do
did you
one
get
that get rid of pecker.
yeah. Hey, did you get to watch the arraignment today?
I missed it.
Okay. I got um a video. So I'll show
Okay.
that. How y'all doing? Shalom family in the chat. How y'all doing?
Family, what's happening, y'all? Oh,
Yeah.
Nick, I see you. Andre, Deshaun, DSB, Deadshot, all of y'all. James Allen, Kevin Pitts, Lioness. What's happening? Y'all
Mhm.
tight.
Yeah, y'all. So all five officers made an appearance today and they all pled not guilty. Hmm. So I got two videos that I want y'all to see. One of them in court and the other one of Tyree Nichols' mom responding. So this is great. All right, shalom family. All right, let me go ahead share my screen.
I don't know if that's a bad or a good thing.
What's that?
That they pled not guilty. Does it mean that they know that the fix is in because they're gonna get a judge trial, or does it mean that they're just a bunch of idiot killer Sambos who gonna
Yeah.
do more
Well,
time than anybody?
how you doing, True Royal?
Royal.
All right.
Hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Wait a minute. I had some issues with my speaker. Just a second. Okay. I'm good now. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I
You
can't.
know,
I was listening to you on the other computer, Lisa. I don't hear. No, it's silence in
good.
your
I got
background.
I got the software on to eliminate background noise,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been testing it out for the last few weeks. And I always like to wait until dogs or some loud noises going on. And one time I did a video, and the trash truck was right outside, and you know how noisy they are,
Oh
right?
Lord, yes.
When I went to play the video back, it was no trace of the trash truck.
Okay. Yeah, you remember because I would always be telling you I hear this in the background. I hear the birds chirping.
Hmm.
Um, I would hear all kind of stuff, and no, it's the sound quality is excellent.
Good. All
Mm-hmm.
right. So excuse me, everybody, the arraignment was today. They all pled not guilty, and the pre-trial date is May 1st. And you want to know the irony? So is Brother Polite. It's on the same day. That's okay. We do what we do. We'll report on both. It won't stop us.
No, that's how we roll.
Mhm. We
I
got
can.
this, y'all.
Yeah, we'll get it covered.
All right. So LVZ said he did not get to see
So
the
you gonna show it?
arraignment. I'm going to show a clipping of it that ABC 24 put out. All right. Let me share my
You-
screen.
you're not gonna miss Loretta. You can still hear Loretta when she come up to the mic to speak. You know she gonna make sure she be heard. No, way in the back someplace you may not be able to hear Loretta.
Okay. Yeah, I think that one's it. All right.
Excuse me.
All right, everybody. All right. Let me start it from the beginning.
This case may take some time. Your attorneys are going to be receiving the discovery. Depending on how voluminous the discovery is, it may take some time for the state to collect it all, to turn it over to your attorneys. For your attorneys to review that discovery, to prepare their motions and prepare their case. So be patient. Work with your attorneys, cooperate with them, meet with them, go over the discovery. Make sure that if there are any delays, that these delays aren't on account of any of your actions. To those also in attendance, as I've explained to the defendants, this case can take some time. So we do ask for your patience, your continued patience, your continued civility in this case. We understand that there may be some high emotions in this case, but we ask that you continue to be patient with us. Everyone involved wants this case to be concluded as quickly as possible, but it's important for you all to understand that the state of Tennessee, as well as each one of these defendants, have an absolute right to a fair trial, and I will not allow any behavior that could jeopardize that right. So with that being said, we thank you all for being present. State, understanding that there may be some discovery that needs to be collected, we're going to continue this case out a little bit further to make sure that the discovery is concluded. We're going to reset this matter until May 1st, 9 a.m. State, is there anything else?
Your Honor, the only other thing on behalf of the state is I have a protective order as to each of the defendants to allow certain digital discovery video evidence to be provided.
Any objection by any account?
No objection, Your Honor.
No objection, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Massey, is there anything else on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor, we did file our motion for discovery this morning.
Mr. Ballin, anything on behalf of your client?
Yeah, Your Honor.
Mr. Perry?
No, Your Honor, but we did file a motion for bill of particulars pursuant to Rule 7C, Tennessee Rules of Criminal Procedure.
Mr. Stengel? Anything on
Nothing further this morning, Your Honor.
behalf? Mr. Summers?
Nothing further on behalf of Mr. Smith this morning.
All right, gentlemen, we'll see you back here May 1st on that day. And we will now excuse the defendants and their defense counsel. We're asking everyone else in the courtroom to remain in the courtroom, remain seated until you're excused.
And with regard to everybody else, I would let the court know that the family is here. Just want to acknowledge that.
Thank you. You're all excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, y'all.
Oh, I can't wait to speak.
There is a news conference, but we're going to talk about what you just saw. So, LVZ, since this is the first time you saw it, do you want to say something?
Yeah, these killer Sambos are the biggest group of morons. Who is that lawyer that advised them to plead not guilty? Because if somebody said in the chat room,
They got separate lawyers. 2 of them got black
Oh.
lawyers, and 3 got white lawyers. And you can see the judge is black. The judge is a brother. Now I don't know if you know how black judges are. Many of them tend to be coons. So
yeah, I'm about to say he could be Clarence Thomas Jr. So we don't know. But what I will say is this: the word guilty must have changed meanings in between the last time I heard it and this trial, because how did they look at that and think any other way that they're not guilty?
because traditionally, LVZ, cops do get away with this. And the consensus is when cops get caught red-handed, just go ahead and plead not guilty. I mean, look, even Derek Chauvin, if you remember, even Derek Chauvin initially pled not guilty, and we saw what
That's
he did
true.
right on camera.
That's true. That's true. And these killer Sambos are going out just like they're gonna go out just like Derek Chauvin, except they're gonna get 5 times more time than he got. They're gonna learn that,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Being a
Mhm.
killer Sambo won't save you.
Yeah, and they don't have federal charges yet, but I believe the feds are going to hit them with additional charges, just like they did with Derek Chauvin and those 3 other officers. And I think that's probably going to come either during or after the trial. The feds will probably slap some charges on these guys.
Mm-hmm.
True Royal, what do you think?
Well, first I wanted to my observations.
Okay.
First and foremost, we noticed they all came in with their mask on, and I pay attention to body language. I like to watch these videos where body language experts and all this kind of stuff, and they feel protected behind the mask, because they shamed of themselves. Because even the mother said that they would not look at her at all.
Yeah, I
They
got
would not.
that video. I got that
Yeah,
video. I'm going to play it.
yeah, and I noticed one of the cops, that the one that said that he was technically supposed to be on desk duty, he's trying to distance himself physically from it. Now we know that we don't see the white boy there, that they still
And the family is
trying to
upset about that too.
they're trying to protect. But what gets me is these so-called black men, because they think that they are part of something very elite, because they were pigs, and they looking to massa to bail them up out of this. I had shared with Lisa earlier today that the attorney, the little short one with the real white hair, when they had interviewed him the other day, he claimed that Nichols had reached for his backpack, and they didn't know, that was a threat and all that kind of stuff. So they, they already trying to come up with some little lame excuse. But I'm gonna go piggyback on LVZ, and something that my husband been saying for the longest, and I've been preaching too, that when it comes to us, it's the letter of the law, and when it comes to them, it's the spirit. So we got a white boy in part of this,
Mm-hmm.
and they
He
want to
jumped
use
it off. He
they want
jumped the whole thing off.
to
He
and
jumped off the violence.
yeah, he initial everything, and then they were saying that, oh, he's been fully cooperating and all this stuff, and more stuff every day coming out of this. He is not gonna get away with this, but they gonna still keep them separate. He ain't been arrested. We ain't seen no mug shots or anything else. But one thing that I did find out, what they said is like 13 additional, or maybe 13 included with that. So it's just a lot of moving parts coming out of this. This
Yeah,
gonna be
I
awfully
get a
epic and
story on
awfully messy.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
What I'm hearing,
story on the ones that are getting charged. I've been keeping
right?
up with that, and it was a lot of people there. I mean, that just blows my mind. How many deputies, people from the fire department, EMTs, and cops were. I mean, what did they do? Like, True Royal said to me, they must have sent out a signal where this was all going to go down, and they all just showed up and watched. Because how could it be that many people on the scene and nobody did nothing? They just stood around and watched like spectators.
At least it's True Raw. Look, True Raw, you was just talking about the white cop. That go back to what I always say, right? People be laughing at me when I do it. I mess around. I be joking, but I be serious. Think about it. That's just another case. I can't do it. He's white. We can't punish him. Let's lock up the killer Slambo. We can't lock up the white guy, even though he was the first person to pull somebody over. He didn't mean for them to stomp him to death. even though he said, I hope they stomp him to death.
Right. And
Mhm.
LBZ,
Look,
remember, he was the one that put on the police report that it was reckless driving, the reason he got pulled over. And just a few days ago, he admit there was no reckless driving.
Mm-mm.
So he
And
lied
then
on the police report on top of everything else he did.
and then the other things that's coming out with the white cop, he brings his own personal handcuffs,
Yeah.
his own personal shit in general. He's been reprimanded for doing these things, and he continued to do it because they know that they're going well, the white boy know he going to get away with it. And then remember, he hawked off orders to them. So it proves a lot of things that we've been saying for the longest. I've been saying like a broke record, when these so-called brothers do what they do, they have demonstrated something to the enemy to let them know, oh, they down. You're not gonna find one damn case where they done whooped the dog shit out of a white person. You're not gonna
No.
find one.
And even if they had the case, they would never show it on TV. They would
Uh-uh.
never
you ain't
show it
gonna
like
find
they
one
show.
case of them talking loud to a white person, let alone
No.
beating them up.
No,
Mhm.
because they already know what the rules of engagement is when it come to that. Then they would stop that. And then now the other thing that's coming out, okay, they got 2 deputies that's suspended, okay, without pay and all this kind of stuff, and they trying to figure out why they was there, because whatever code or whatever code talk they was using, it's like, hey, we got a live one, so everybody gonna come to either witness it or get them a lick in, and they they
Right.
just standing around. This ain't nothing new.
And then the 2 that got in trouble only got in trouble because they were there and never reported their whereabouts. Okay. And with GPS, they were able to pick up where they were when all that stuff went down.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because they know what was about to go down.
The super, what's that? A super chat. Shalom, Lisa. Shalom, everybody. Thank you. But go ahead, True Royal. What were you going to say?
No, I was just pointing out things that we have been saying for the longest. Now, a lot of times I quote off some things that we also this happening, because I even look at the spiritual aspects of things, and I've been saying for the last few years, it's a cost messing with royalty. It's a cost messing with us. Now, even though
before you go any further, True Royal is a grandma again. And
yeah, congratulations.
And since the last time, she's now a pet parent.
Oh,
She's
Lord.
got a little girl cat. She's got a cat that's a little girl.
Yeah, I named her Royalty, and this is grandbaby number 6 for me. So I got 3 granddaughters and 3 grandsons. And my grandbaby is en route to keep me up all night. But I'm gonna love it.
A lot has changed, y'all, for her.
Yeah,
over the last few months.
Yeah, so I'm an only child, and I always said I wanted lots of grandchildren, so I'm getting it.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, LVZ, you want to say anything else?
Yeah, I want to say one thing, y'all. Let's stop calling it. I've always been against this word, but I think it's the perfect time to use it. These killer Sambos are not black. They're colored.
No, they're not.
These are colored people. They're colored people. These are colored.
No.
These are colored. This is what they mean when they talk about colored. These are colored Negroes. That's what they are.
Absolutely. But what I was saying is, on the spiritual aspect, even though they got this system set up the way that they got this system and stuff, I've been saying for the last few years, I said, y'all gonna see that there is a cost messing with royalty. And Lisa had even mentioned that pretty much, like, we're saying pretty much the same thing. We in the age of exposure, and all of this shit need to be exposed. This ain't nothing new to us.
No.
We've been knowing it's been rolled black cops coming in the neighborhood being grimy and greasy.
Because they know, even a black cop know he can get away with a lot more on doing things to black people. They're not stupid. They know.
Terrorizing the neighborhood and and all of that. And I get tired of hearing our own talking about this is setting us back. It ain't setting me back.
Mm-mm.
I don't give a damn about them. I ain't ashamed.
What I
I
got
ain't
to do
ashamed
with
at
some
all.
killer Sambos? What do I got to do with killer Sambos?
Nothing. None of us
I
do.
don't got nothing to do. Right.
Right.
What we got to do with some
That's
colored
on
Negro
them.
Sambos?
That is on them. That's not an everybody problem. That is
Mhm.
on them.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm tired of hearing that, and I'm tired of hearing about these damn conspiracy theories that make us look like a damn fool.
Yeah, in fact, Ben Crump mentioned during the press conference he got the text message and all the people those pictures went to, and Tyree did not know any of those folks. Because y'all on this, oh, it's the woman. I don't know why y'all always get on this relationship stuff. Y'all act like black people don't get killed for any other reason. It gotta be some relationship. You know, y'all have done this through so many people, and it seems like you never get tired of doing it. Black people die for many reasons. They don't always die over no woman or over no man.
Yeah.
But if we listen to some of y'all, you would believe that's the only reason we die.
Mhm.
Okay.
The only thing that I can say is black folks do die of some of the most unusual circumstances, sleeping on a park bench, walking down the street, being in their own house. And we can just go
not
on and on
always
all day.
about no woman or about a man. Okay.
I'm about to say,
And they said they got all 5 of those people's names, and Tyree did not know any of the 5 people those pictures went to.
Oh, Lisa, mention what your theory was, why they had what you had told me earlier today, why they had took that opportunity to do what they did to.
Yeah, I said that, a lot of times when our men get attacked on the streets, they're by themselves. And I think he wasn't reckless driving, Tyree Nichols. I think they saw a black man alone in a car, and they just took advantage of that opportunity.
There you
He
go.
didn't do anything wrong because they told his parents one thing and then put on the police report something entirely different. So, they were in cover-up mode. They knew what they did was wrong.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right, because the people that have been, the black men who have been coming forth, that they have terrorized, all of
Elijah
them.
McClain, remember, he was walking home alone from the store.
By himself.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
That's what they're looking for.
The only case that I see so far where somebody was there is when that cop beat the hell out of that sister. She was with some other people, and I think all they went to do was to go drop off some videos they had rented. I mean, and then I had even seen a report where one of the cops pulled a gun on a guy, talking about you got drugs and all this stuff, and then he said, I was just playing. You terrorizing the damn neighborhood. You ain't going to no other community doing that shit.
Yeah, that's all they were doing.
You see a consistent pattern.
And you see what Joe Biden did. He invited Tyree Nichols' parents to the State of the Union. He didn't come up with nothing on what he would do to change this. He just kind of, what he want to do is give more money to police department and for them to hire more cops. He don't care. He's showing you he don't care about us. He's showing you he don't have no concern about us getting killed out in the streets.
Just a
right, and then using black people for photo ops at the end of it.
Right.
Here's the deal. Exactly. I'm sorry that your kids got killed. I'm really sorry that the killer Sambos killed your kids. So what we need to do is put more cops on the street.
Yeah,
so
that's
that
all
doesn't
he pretty
happen.
much said. More funding for the police. That's it.
You know what?
That's not a solution, and he knows it. But they have gotten away with saying those things after each killing. Oh no, they got killed. We need more cops. That's BS.
And it keep going back to the same thing I keep saying over and over again. They keep asking something of us. What is an acceptable way for us to keep doing what we're doing? And black community, how can we keep killing y'all, beating y'all ass where it's okay?
There was one white Republican, I forgot what state he was from. He said, all we got to do is just use the laws on the book. There's no need for us to change anything. In other words, we don't give a damn about what happens to you black people out there. You keep getting killed by the cops. Oh, well, that's really all they're saying.
I'm great messing with you a little bit, sis. I agree with him. You know what? He right. It ain't nothing that they gotta do. It's laws to punish the cops if they was white.
Yeah.
They just don't
Yeah.
enforce them motherfuckers when they do it. That's why he said that. He basically saying, "Oh no, we don't need to make any laws. We can punish them if we want to.
Well,
We just don't want to."
we seeing that there's laws that we didn't even know nothing about. We seeing that we actually seeing that they making it where they cannot ever work in law enforcement ever again.
Yeah, but that's the worst thing they want to do to Preston Hemphill, the white cop. They still won't
Right.
arrest his ass.
No.
So all they want to do is just take his decertification, but he can still work somewhere else. And technically, he can still work within a police department. He just can't be on the streets anymore.
A cop. Yeah, on the street cop. And that's the thing. They have things in order to guideline this when this happens to if the very few times this happens to white people. I know of one time this happened to a white person, and it was like, y'all remember, it was like about 12 years ago. It was a homeless white dude named Kelly Thomas, and they beat him up real bad. The white police beat him up, left his face all swole up, and they immediately sued, got money. I think the cops got fired. All types of shit happened. But the only reason they beat that white guy up because they thought he was homeless.
Yeah.
And
didn't feel like
that's how they got
away. It was not going to be no repercussions or no backlash.
Yeah, and you're right about the white cops, because when it's them, the investigation is going to take at least 6 to 8 months, and he's out on leave for about a year, and he's on paid leave for about a year. You know, I mean, it's totally different.
They said they acquitted them too.
The body cam video might not come out until 2 years later.
Like other cases that we are waiting to come forth. Jackie Johnson, you know, they'll put shit on the back burner, and that's what makes a good blogger, because we keep checking these other cases that that are still out there. Trust and believe. Me and Lisa, we keep checking. I'll get up in the middle of the night and check. I ain't forgot about Hannah Payne's ass. There's a bunch of them that got away with stuff. So I'm gonna keep saying the same thing. You can't satisfy us at all. They can do everything right henceforth. You will never make up for all the stuff y'all done did to us. Give a damn.
Yeah.
I know this much. Motherfucker Brett Favre stole all that damn money, and before he got in trouble, he got to sue Shannon Sharp and some other people before he even get to see
his lawyer just came out yesterday and said he gonna bankrupt Pat McAfee. He gonna make him broke.
Yeah. Pat McAfee said, "I don't got no lawyer," but I said allegedly the whole time. Now, I mean, he said, according to the regular lawyers who was calling me, this is what Pat McAfee said, I should be fine. All them text messages you left, I should be fine. That's what he said.
Yeah, and that's the truth. He pretty much incriminated himself already.
But you know what Brett Favre better worry about? Some other shit he did in the past that he done forgot about. He getting real damn cocky.
Well, I tell you what, he's leaving Dr. Umar alone. You don't even hear about him going after him no more, because Dr. Umar got on the video and said, "Hey, come on after me. Come after me." That's what I would say, because everything being reported, it's out there on mainstream news. It's on social media. You know, how you going to come after people like Shannon Sharp and Umar Johnson, and you're not going after the other news outlets that put that mess out there?
Yeah, there you go.
Don't make sense. He's really plucking at people.
Yeah, and like even like in the George Santos situation, every damn day somebody is bringing up something in this social media. I call it the Wild Wild West. You better be careful running your mouth. You done forgot who you done stabbed in the back and whose toes you done stepped on. People will come forth on your ass, Brett Favre.
Yeah. All right. I'm
Mhm.
going to play the statement from his mother after the arraignment. All right. So you can hear what she said.
I feel very numb right now. I feel very numb. And I'm waiting for this nightmare basically that I'm going through right now. I'm waiting for somebody to wake me up, right? I'm really waiting for somebody to wake me up. But I also know that's not going to happen, okay? I know my son is gone. I know I'll never see him again. But we have to start this process of justice right now. And I want each and every one of those police officers to be able to look me in the face. They haven't done that yet. They couldn't even do that today. They didn't even have the courage to look at me in my face after what they did to my son. So they're gonna see me at every court date, everyone,
Exactly.
and until we get justice for my son.
It's important that we take swift action. It's important that we move swiftly towards justice. So we don't want there to be any unnecessary delays in prosecuting this case.
All right, y'all. So
Yeah.
that was what she said afterwards.
Yeah, can't you imagine? They never even imagined that they would be in a situation like that. Just pay attention to one thing that I have noticed about our, even though they ain't us, but I'm just gonna say our so-called own. When we get caught on a scale like this, they're gonna start dropping weight. Their appearance gonna change drastically because look what they done did to themselves. They done lost their pensions. This is affecting their relationships. And I'm talking about relationships through their families, through their friends, and everything. They ain't gonna get that KKK fund. Maybe some people doing a little bit of this and that, but where's the fraternal order and all those things that we normally see?
Oh no, they ain't gonna speak up for
Yeah,
these
where
black
the
cops.
$1 million GoFundMe at?
Mm-hmm.
Where the $1 million GoFundMe? That normally always happens, right?
Yeah. And they like to rub that in our face immediately and stuff. They're gonna actually, like Crump said, they're gonna show how this thing really supposed to go. And that is the thing that pissing them off. And another thing that pisses off the enemy, even though they're going to continue to do what they do in this system because they set it up to work in their favor, they don't like having to answer to us about anything, even coming to have these press conferences and they're going to lie and I'm be transparent and all that kind of stuff. It's defeating to them to even have to answer, let's just say, to a black man alone, because that's the main target, even though they putting hands on all of us. No, they don't feel like they have to. You just supposed to take it. And I like I said, social media to me is the wild, wild west. And this stuff is global. You know, they've been saying for years that, oh, these black folks, they delusional. They just be saying people doing this to them and that to them. Well, you know, the footage speaks for itself. And the
Right.
one thing
And
that
so
pisses
then
me
they
off,
still try to insult our intelligence and make us believe what they say trumps what you see on the video.
well, you know what they'll also say, Lisa? Well, you don't know what happened before the video started. I don't give a damn. I know what I'm looking at.
About what happened before the video started. What I see on the video is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all can kick rocks on that one.
I actually do know what happened before the video started. He was breathing and he was alive.
Yeah, he was
That's
existing
what
as a
happened
black
before the
man.
fucking video
And
started.
he was 80 feet away from his home. The worst thing he was going to do that night was drive home.
Exactly. He wasn't doing nothing to nobody. They pulled him over and they figured, I got one tonight. That's how I feel.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Couldn't wait to you know, he already one pig and already took pictures. They couldn't wait to run to the bar that night to, you know, and pop their collar. Yeah,
But
look
they
what I did.
said there was more that came out about that. Thank you, Loveline, for the super sticker. They said that's not the first time he took pictures at the scene. He's done that before. He's done this to other people before. And then text message and send the pictures to other people. Tyree Nichols is not the only one. Demetrius Haley did that too. And like I said, Ben Crump said they got all the information, the text messages, who the pictures went to, and they said none of them knew who Tyree was. None of them. And that's going to come out in court.
And you
So
know
this, the girlfriend and the ex-wife, y'all making it all up. And at the end of the day, you're going to look like fools, just like all that mess about Breonna Taylor y'all were wrong on. You're going to look like a fool all over again.
Hey, Taryn, there go Taryn. I ain't seen him.
How you doing, Taryn?
And you know, another thing I'm glad that you pointed out. Now, you were saying none of them didn't know Mr. Nichols. They gonna find out real quick. They have no friends at all. People gonna distance themselves away from them Negroes so quick. They're gonna be funny. They already have. They're gonna be like, nah, I don't have no parts of them.
Don't be surprised if those people show up and get on the witness stand over those pictures.
Oh, Lord.
That's definitely going to happen.
None of them. They said, according to Ben Crump, none of them people knew who Tyree Nichols was.
Oh yeah, you're right. He said, wow, the police chief knew. Yeah, she knew what the hell was going on in them streets. Oh, she know what was going on.
I said to True Royal earlier today, what the hell do you need a special unit around just everyday people in a community? To me, that should be for your high profile, big drug smugglers or people that are human trafficking or some,
I can answer that because y'all taught me the answer.
These old
I can answer that.
All in a community. Go ahead, LB.
Can you hear me, sis? Yeah, y'all taught me. I know the answer. Breonna Taylor. It's about gentrification. What you do is you criminalize that neighborhood, say, oh, this neighborhood is so full of crime. Even if all you find is a nickel bag, you move them people out and then you gentrify that neighborhood like they was trying to do Breonna Taylor neighborhood.
Yeah. Denise, actually, they said since the killing of Tyree, they said several people have filed lawsuits on that Scorpion unit that also got beaten up by them. They got several lawsuits on them from different individuals.
Yeah, and they've been on her ass because I had watched a video last night. She went before the city council and they said, we ain't heard from you. You ain't talking to the media. You're not doing anything and stuff. Because always remember this. When they say they're investigating their unquote selves, the way that they approach the investigation is a way out. Because remember that brother that they had shot on the back of the head when he was in the car saying he's some big time dope dealer. In that particular video, they didn't show the video. They showed frames. They framed it. That they just framed it. So that's the way they get down. They always approach it on a way out and stuff. And that's why that old fatback cop, his attorney want to jump up and say, well, he wasn't at the second location, but no, you initiated this shit.
Right. You actually broke the law by pulling him over for no reason. So no, I don't care if he didn't show up at the second scene. He was still wrong for taking part in pulling him over. He was taking part in snatching him out the vehicle. He took part in tasing an innocent man. So no, you don't get to walk away and say, well, I wasn't at the second scene. Screw all of that. Screw all of that.
True. Yeah. I don't even want to hear none of it.
If you had never started that shit, nothing never would have happened. If you never pulled him over for no reason, that man would be at home right now.
Exactly.
But you notice we ain't seen the whole initial so-called traffic violation.
Yeah, well, the chief, before she fired the 5, she did say in a press conference she reviewed it and she saw no reckless driving. She didn't see no reckless driving on the entire video. But that is what went on the police report, and Hemp Hill has a lot to do with what was written on that police report. Now, I did a video on him a few days ago where he admitted there was no reckless driving. but you put that on the police report.
Mm-hmm. You can't
No,
even
you can't get out of that. No.
Yeah, they did so much. I mean, they was messing with they cams and everything. And what just get me is why they cutting their cams off and on. Their own sky cam is right there in full effect, filming what they ass was doing. And then remember, it was people in the neighborhood filming their ass too. They know what they, it's a lot. It's going to be a lot more coming out on this, and then you want to sit up there
Well,
with your.
you know what, Donna, see, white people can't make up what happened. There's too much video footage. They can say whatever they want. What they're saying don't even match the damn video. So they can say whatever they want. Like I said, they will protect evil. There'll be an evil cop out there, and they'll be the first ones to stand up to protect them and defend them. They got a history of doing that.
Yeah. Now with the paramedics, the three, they trying to get their jobs back, and the issue that I have with them is you didn't do what you're supposed to do.
One of them didn't even get out of the vehicle, just sat in the vehicle. I think it was the woman. She just sat in the vehicle. She never got out of the car. I said, then why did you take your ass there?
To witness
another
ass kicking?
She ain't do nothing.
She didn't do nothing. She just sat in the car. That's it. And the other two, they got out the car, but they didn't do nothing.
No.
They just sat there and watched a man get pummeled.
Yeah.
That's why the ones, the two that's been suspended without pay for a few days and stuff, they keep asking, well, why was they over there? Because they know what kind of cold talk that you're gonna get to see an ass whooping, and they want to go over there and witness it or be a part of it. We ain't no fools. Keep asking the same question over and over and over. Well, why? They're supposed to be across town. Why they over here? You already know.
Yeah.
That's you work in that field, and you didn't pull the same shit too. I was sharing with Lisa. I have a girlfriend that used to be a cop many years ago, and in San Francisco, and she was so disturbed. 4 cops, black cops, called her to go out to the beach in San Francisco to witness another brother get his ass whooped. And she got up out of the police force because she said it was just too much for her what was going down.
I don't know why black people want to be cops. The bottom line is you're not going to change the police culture. One person cannot change the police culture. So if you're wasting your time when you join, talk about you're going to try to make changes. There's no way to make changes. And they're not going to allow, let me just say this, they're not going to allow no changes coming from no damn black officers. They're not going to allow it. So you're really wasting your time by going and thinking you're going to make a difference. You're never going to make a difference. This system is old. It's been around since chattel slavery. They don't want it to change.
Yeah, but them Negroes really thought they was a part of something. They really did.
Yeah, Rick James, buddy, was talking about one time that because Rick, when he wanted to get dope, he was getting it from the Buffalo PD. And he said, man, I had to stop hanging around there because they would come in and tell me about how they grabbed the guy, beat him up till he was bleeding and puking and shitting on himself. He said, man, I don't want to hear that. They joke about stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And
that's like
they were still at the scene. They were trying to come up with an alibi right there while he was still on the ground, half dead. They were standing around coming up with an alibi.
It's just like today, I finally allowed myself to listen to a video where these cops had interrogated a black man and then shot him in the mouth. And then I was reading about another black guy that got killed while he was handcuffed and stuff like that. That stuff is just draining.
That's why I don't want to hear from these people talking about cooperate. Are you out of your damn mind?
And another thing I don't like about this, Lisa,
that's nothing but that's just classic chattel slavery. Well, the slave had to do something wrong. No, You don't have to do nothing wrong to end up in jail in America. You
No,
don't
you
have
don't.
to do nothing wrong. You could be walking on your 2 feet and get stopped by a cop. You don't have to do nothing wrong. But these folks are so hell-bent on getting in your face talking about, well, they had to do something. They had to do something. No, maybe the cops are a bunch of motherfucking racists. That's all. That's the only reason.
It shows you the level of abuse that we have had to continue to deal with. Because remember, I was saying to you earlier, Lisa, one thing that I get tired of, our own will even say, well, you didn't have to shoot my son in the back. You could have shot him in the leg. No, that's none of that shit is acceptable.
How about don't bother people? How about don't bother people that are not breaking the law? How about that? Plain and simple. Don't mess with people that are not breaking the law. You stopping people and creating a situation.
Well, you remember a couple of years ago in New York when the pigs were saying that they wasn't going to protect the neighborhoods and the crime rate went all the way down.
Yeah, they're the ones keeping the crime up. Yeah.
Just coming to the neighborhood, they was being terrorized in that neighborhood. And
I remember one. No, go ahead, sis. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Finish. I want to hear what you got to say, OVC.
Okay, so I remember one time me, my brother Twan, and my brother LJ, may rest in peace, and our cousin T, we ran across a killer Sambo and fucking his white buddies. We walking around outside, and they tell us come across the street and lay on the car. We like, for what? Come on, we heard it was a disturbance, and y'all walking through Capitol Hill at night, and y'all from the ghetto. I'm like, what? So he got us on the hood, and my brother is spitting on the ground. He's spitting because he nervous, and it was just his nervous thing. LJ was spit. So he spit, and he said, if you spit one more time, I'm going to take you to jail. He said, really? And like I said, it was just the nervous reaction. He was thinking, he didn't even think about it. He spit. He was like, oh, that's it. Y'all asses going to jail. And literally locked him and my brother LJ up for spitting on the ground, and then locked my other little brother up for saying, if you going to take him, you might well take me. And they said, all right, come on. And took him down to DC jail, had him there all night long, and literally asked each other, what do we put on the paper?
Because that's how so many of them are in there, for decades, and are exonerated because they're literally writing a novel on paper about what happened. That's they're literally doing that.
An ex-boyfriend of mine, and this happened in the mid 80s. We were because we still in contact with each other, and me and him had an experience where we were just throwing water and playing with each other. So I run in the house to go get some more water to throw, and he's not there. And I didn't see him for almost 4 days, and he just disappeared. And I didn't realize until I talked to him recently. To this day, I'm affected by that you just having a good day with someone and they just disappear. And he lived in a so-called white neighborhood, and they had accused him of crawling through these people's windows and stealing their furniture and their appliances and everything. We had just got out of school. So he sat in jail for 4 days, and then in the middle of nowhere, like 2 a.m, they just threw him out. They didn't have nothing. That shit still affects me to this day. You just step outside, you're like, what happened to the person? They just
they're just looking for some black man that by themselves or some black teen alone and just seize the opportunity to make accusations of a crime. That's why there should be no special units with immunity like that.
So, and I know there's other stories like that, but I literally had an experience like that, and I'm going up the street, down the street. I'm like, this ain't funny, but they got him that quick.
Yeah. Thank you, Michael Daniels, for the super sticker.
That somebody, they could snatch a brother off the street like that quick. And then, we started, I reached out to his mother, and we started putting 2 and 2 together. And then eventually we did get the phone call, and he said, they accusing me of stealing all this stuff. And then the time that they said that he did it, he was at school. That shit is trauma.
Well, the biggest human traffickers are the cops.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get away with it better than them. All they got to do is pick up some random person, throw some handcuffs on, and put them in the back of a squad car. Who's going to question it in the community?
Yeah, I
No
seen a
one.
video. I seen a
And they know
video. I think it was on Superboy's channel where up in Chicago, these brothers in the hood was filming the cops looking in bathroom windows and said,
Yeah, I
"What y'all
saw that.
doing?"
Yeah, I saw
Remember that.
Mhm.
Yeah. So what the hell y'all doing? You know, they come to the neighborhoods bothering us. And how you know to go to them damn windows?
They already know who's in the house.
I'm about to say they patrol the neighborhood. They know everything.
Yeah. And then when we say something, we just making it up. Now we filming your ass and you don't got nothing to say. Now you be and another thing, when they was talking about, I remember I was in the 5th grade and they were talking about Big Brother. They got a book called Big Brother is Watching You. And I keep saying over and over, but I say you never factored in that you would be watched too. And this is an example of it. They done got that damn comfortable that they didn't even think that they ass would be filmed by their own.
It was an episode of Good Times like that. Remember? When
I remember
Walona was
that.
didn't want to take that job, and then the Bama who was watching them got called, and she said, "I guess somebody watching the watcher."
Yeah, everybody watching everybody. Yeah, I remember that. That's true. That's true.
Yeah. So I mean, this is going to be a long one, y'all. So it's not until April. I mean, May. And I'll just keep an eye out. We'll see if they do something to Preston Hemphill. I don't want them to make him a witness against the other because he don't deserve no plea deal. He don't deserve
exactly.
Yeah. And they trying, they already, and the media plays their part. They already setting up the narrative. Well, he's fully cooperating. They had been separated him and everything, but you can't explain away what's on the video. You tased him. First you reached in and grabbed him and all of that. Explain that.
Look, we had killer Sambos and murderous Mayo mutants.
And how he gonna be a witness to anything? He wasn't at the other situation. So what is he witnessing?
Oh, he witnessed it on the film that they did exactly what he said he wanted them to do. I hope they stomp you to death.
That's right.
Yeah, you absolutely.
And they did it.
So that's the way I look at it. They was operating under orders, and that's why they kill a Sambo.
From Massa. They still answering the master. They acting like they kings of the street, but they got to answer to someone too out there to do what they was doing.
And I remember I had a person in my comment section talking about, well, them black neighborhoods are bad and this and that. Oh, it can't be that bad if you're gentrifying it. Okay, you come.
I'm about to say
it can't be that damn bad.
Yeah, you see Becky before the sun even come up out there jogging up and down the streets. I done seen that so many times. It ain't even funny.
Or riding their bike.
I was about to say our neighborhoods are bad. Well, every white neighborhood is bad. It's no such thing as a good white neighborhood, because in black neighborhoods, we kind of know where the crime is in the low income areas. The more money you make, the less crime is in black neighborhoods. Crime is rampant in every income bracket of white neighborhoods. And rich white people, they don't just shoot up. Rich white people don't just shoot the people up around them. They shoot up the schools, the parents, the mall, the grocery store, the church, the Halloween pageant. You name it, they shoot it up.
When you watch them shows, I call them kill, murder, die shows, and they be showing what be going on in suburbia. They be doing a lot of shit. And even this neighborhood I live in, this is supposed to be a so-called middle-class neighborhood. You wouldn't believe how much crime be popping off. 2 days in a row, stolen cars in front of my house. And
But hold up, Auntie. How many serial killers from where you at? Talk to me. Right. See? Talk to me. Nah, let's not talk about no stealing cars. That's small potatoes compared to what they do close to where you at.
Absolutely. You're right. You absolutely right about that. But around here, they had a white boy openly in my neighborhood going through people's backyards, trying to get in their houses. And my husband called the cops on him. Well, where is he and what he got on? He said, y'all need to get y'all ass down here. Because if I told y'all was a black man, y'all would have already been here. You know.
Locking him up and shit. And he called him.
Yeah, I mean, he was bold. I mean, he was big and bold about it too.
They'll show up on the scene and go after the person that called.
Exactly.
Israelite, aka Black Cougar, 1959. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hello, Lisa, True Royal, LVZ, and family. Such a blessing to see you all on this informative live. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Also.
Good. Let me tell you some crazy stuff. Another crazy story, y'all, with the race soldiers. These were murderous Mayo mutants. And one killer Sambo again. We 14, 15 years old. We doing what 15-year-old kids do when it's a game bell. We hooking school. Before we hook school, we go walk over to the 7-Eleven across the street from Suitland. We get all our little snacks. We gonna go over our buddy house and play video games. As we get to walking back across the street, we see another group of kids almost dressed like us. That we know them. And they like, what's up, y'all? Y'all ain't gonna play basketball today? We was like, nah, we're gonna go to the house, play some video games. So we walk across the street, eating our little snacks or whatever. And I guess they went to the 7-Eleven after we left. All of a sudden, we get by where it used to be a used car dealership. They done turned it to a giant food store now. But we were walking, get ready to cross the main highway, and the police pulled in front and behind us and jump out with their guns. And keep in mind, we got backpacks on and everything. Gentlemen, y'all want to get over here and step on the car? We were like, whoa. Now, keep in mind, we 15 and 14 respectively. They done slammed us all on the hood, surrounded us with guns and all that, talking about, did y'all just leave the 7-Eleven and threaten the Habib dude? We like, man, we eating Skittles and Twizzlers. We like, no, we just left there. We just bought stuff. Yeah, oh yeah. Well, I heard one of y'all got a gun. We was like, a gun? Come on, man. So they frisking us, they tearing through our book bags.
Yeah, they'll be making a lot of
us right. They put us all in the back of their squad car, y'all, and drive us over across the street to the 7-Eleven. Say, well, if this man identifies y'all go. When the man see who it is, when the herb dude see who it is, he get the cussing them out. Like, what are you doing? No, these are good kids. They're here every day. I told you, they were not even wearing what they were wearing. I was like, man, we talking to each other amongst ourselves. We know who they looking for. Fuck you mean he had a gun. That little dusty nigga couldn't even afford the school lunch. So we knew he ain't had no gun. He was stealing out, and that's what the dude said. He said, why do you have all these cops? I said they were stealing. So they had cops pulling out guns on us, y'all, for Twizzlers.
Yeah, and that's trauma. That's trauma. That's traumatizing.
Yeah.
Fucking
that reminds me of True Royal and I interviewed a woman, Antoinette. That's similar to what happened to her son. They accused him of stealing and come to find out he didn't take nothing from the store. But they killed him anyway. It was Amber Geiger's Hispanic lover,
Lover.
police partner.
Yeah.
He was the one that killed him.
And
got away with it. He didn't steal from the store at all.
And got away with it.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that. He showed up to court. He was trying to keep his head low. His wife was sitting there looking right at him. She drove his ass to court and said, "I'm gonna be looking at you," with Amber Killer Geiger, bitch, trying to fight to get out of jail every way she can, like Derek Chauvin. They something else.
Yeah. They figure they killed someone black. It should be easy to get out of jail.
They want to set the punishment, well, I've been punished enough. It's, but then want to throw it away and keep with us.
Right. You notice when they kill us, we don't want to ruin his life. Hold up. The motherfucker he killed doesn't have a life anymore. What do you mean?
Yeah, so know what they mean, LVZ, is their life is more important than ours. That's what they mean.
That's true.
That's exactly what they mean.
Yeah, that's the righteous of passage for a black male child to have an experience with the cops and stuff. It happened to my youngest son. He was riding a bike when he was in elementary without a helmet. A cop way down the street screaming, and he said the guy's face was blood red and just going berserk. "You don't have on a helmet!" And then
that's why they don't need to be patrolling the neighborhood, because all they're doing is looking for petty junk.
You don't give a damn about my son having a helmet or not.
Right? They don't care. Now, why don't you go where there is crime? Go to them school shootings and stuff like that. Too scared to go in there and deal with the killer.
Oh yeah.
You let all them kids at Uvalde die because the cops were such a big coward. And here go the media. I didn't know the cops were such big cowards. I was like, we've been telling you that for years. How do you?
They didn't know that the people who shoot you in the back when you ain't got nothing but a bouquet of flowers.
LBC, you know what takes me out on this case with the 5 Memphis police officers? They've been interviewing white cops, and they're like, "Oh, I can't believe this." They need to go somewhere and shut
get
up.
on my nerves with that shit.
All of the stuff they've done, but they're commenting on this and talking about how wrong these black cops are. I don't want to hear from them.
Yeah,
they are the biggest perpetrators of murdering us.
Yeah,
I don't want their opinion on this. And they've been doing that a lot lately. Cyberdyne 100, thank you so much. Thank you for all of your Black excellence. B1, thank you for the super chat. But they've been interviewing white cops and getting their, and all of them are talking about how wrong these cops were. I was like, oh my goodness, y'all are the last ones I want to hear from.
Yeah, and then what gets me, they want to act like they so emotional and all of that, and it's just so fake. Now you want to even control that,
No, I don't want to hear from them.
It's not genuine.
Them the same ones that was telling you how rough a job they got when Derek Chauvin was doing that to George Floyd. Now, I don't want to hear nothing you guys say.
I don't want to hear nothing from them. And then, of course, now you notice CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, we always know where they stand, right? Now, all of a sudden, they can agree that these black cops were wrong. But, you notice they never disagree with a white cop. We haven't seen that yet. If it's a white cop, they sit on the air defending them. They all of these news outlets become defense attorneys for the cop.
Well, that's like that but pig.
These black cops, no, they were all wrong, and they all agree on that.
That's like that pig that shot that brother in the back of the head, and then they want us to know that he got married in Africa. What the hell did that got to do with anything?
Right, and he didn't marry an African woman. He married a white woman in Africa.
Okay,
yeah. No, that don't prove nothing.
And that's the media doing that. They part.
Yeah. But they all agree that these cops were wrong. I said, yeah, because if it was 5 white cops, y'all wouldn't be doing that.
Mm-mm. No way.
Now y'all getting all brand new talking about the cops are wrong. Yeah, get out of here.
No, what they really upset about is they're not gonna be able to police the way they used to police. Things ain't gonna change, but they getting tired again and again having to answer, having to explain, and stuff. And I get sick of them putting some black. It doesn't surprise us that the chief of police is black. That shit don't surprise us.
We see many chief of police that are black. It don't stop them from going out here terrorizing and killing us. We see many over the years.
Yeah. So this another insult to our intelligence at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
But they got a lot of nerve interviewing them, of all people. I'm like,
yeah, and then another thing I wanted to mention, back to Mr. Nichols' mother in general. They just been parading them around. That woman ain't had a chance to go somewhere and beat her herself. They using them. Don't go out there tearing up the street.
I wish they wouldn't have went to Joe Biden, because I
wouldn't have went to none of that shit.
All about Joe Biden don't even want qualified immunity to go away. If something happened in my family, Joe Biden could invite me until the cows go flying. I would never go. I don't want to be in his presence at all.
Because this woman, she's even saying, I'm numb. Is this a dream and all of this? She can't even process all of this stuff. But this is how they like to use us, and we have to make our own executive decisions. They wouldn't be able to do nothing with me. No way. You ain't gonna use me for that and stuff. They did that with George Floyd's family, and then George Floyd's coonish ass brother sitting up there on Roland Martin's channel screaming, well, he said he was gonna do this, and he said he was gonna do that. And I said, boy, you didn't know that? When you gonna know this? Damn. You just let them use you because you sitting up there rubbing shoulders with Massa? They used your ass. They don't care about your brother being dead.
They haven't even passed the George Floyd crime bill that they got sitting there, and they're not going to pass it, y'all.
No, they're not.
They're not going to ever pass that bill.
What about?
What you say, LVC? What did you say?
What about? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Where's Brandon Tatum? Where's Brandon Tatum?
Yeah. And yeah, and like I said, they're not talking about nothing. Look at the mess going on in James Clyburn's state, where it's illegal to teach Black history now. And this Black man, he is the congressman over that state, and he hasn't said one word. He hasn't said one single word about it.
Yeah, as long as that Negro getting his paycheck, he could care less.
Yeah, he hasn't said one word about it.
The Black Caucus is useless.
Yeah, they haven't said nothing about Tyree Nichols. They haven't said nothing about those Black farmers that are being terrorized in Colorado. They haven't said nothing about Tyree Nichols other than Joe Biden inviting them to sit through the State of the Union and promise to do nothing to these cops. I don't even know what was that, just to pacify yourself because you really didn't do nothing for us. But this is where our people got to get it together. You're seeing all this stuff unfolding right in your face, and some of our folks, oh, I'm gonna still go out there and vote for Biden. Oh, I'm gonna still go out there and vote for Biden. I don't get it.
Yeah. A dead end. That's what you're doing. You're wasting your time. Ain't nothing gonna change. And Biden, don't ask him for nothing. He'll start screaming at you.
But he trying to do everything he can so nobody can get at Hunter, his son, though, right?
Oh, with his dope
everything he
ass
can to make sure nobody can get at him.
His son is straight crackhead.
His son is a bigger criminal than the people in the Black community that he talks about. He is. His son is a straight up criminal.
Yep. Yeah, we didn't see them pictures, him all strung out, passed out, high.
No, the dirty crackhead.
All kinds of illegal drugs. Just on the illegal drugs alone, he should have went to jail.
Mm-hmm. What he had, I think they caught him in Arizona. He was down in Arizona, and I think he had used one of, I think it was one of his fathers or somebody in the family, some little press pass or some little badge that you can get a security clearance and stuff. He was so high, he had left all that shit in the car and everything. That dude I don't know what he owned. He owned something real strong. And his daughter a dope fiend too. You notice you don't see her around at all.
Yeah, and he don't care that all them pictures are out there of him sitting around high in the bathtub, high sitting on the bed, high. He don't even care.
Oh yeah, and then on top of that, then he's screwing his sister-in-law.
So she talks about him like a dog now.
Well, let me be quiet.
She said he is a horrible human being.
Well, she was laying down with it.
With that horrible human being.
She was on that shit and he smoked it all up. Because you know how them crackheads be. He smoked. They be friends. They be friends until you smoke all the rocks up. Then he's horrible. He's evil. He smoked all the rocks.
He was supposed to split that rock, and he just kept going with it. Just left me a crumb.
Yeah, y'all. So, we'll see what happens. We got the court dates and we're going to continue to follow. Thank you, Lisa Bean. Lisa Cabrera, thank you. Thank you.
That's nice.
And we'll follow it. And if we got to come back and do a live to bring out more about what happened, we will. But at least I'm glad we had an opportunity to see these guys in court.
Yeah. But it's just ironic.
Really
all of them
seeing them in picture.
All of them sitting up there with a mask on, covered up and stuff. And all of them got their hands in front of them and stuff. Oh, get me up out of this massa. Gonna get me out of this massa.
Master, please. I was only doing how you taught me. I was only beating a Negro.
What you say? She slept with him while her husband, his brother, was in the house. Oh, that's low down. Yeah, he was sick with cancer. Oh, girl.
Yeah,
that's
awful. That's his brother, the one that died, right?
Yeah, Bo is the one that died.
Yeah, she getting her back cracked and her husband dying. Lord. Yeah, that's awful.
Hey, that's how they roll.
Yeah, that is. That's how they go. Look, we used to watch the stories and the damn TV shows that they used to have out. Everybody is screwing everybody. One man is his own father.
Yeah. What that what they had them old talk shows and in the trailer park, everybody humping on everybody. I remember they did a show once that they was trying to figure out who was the baby daddy, and it turned out that the son wife was sleeping with his daddy. He turned out to be the father. You think that family broke up? No. They just wanted to know who the father was. Trailer park.
I can't do it. He's my son. Don't matter if he had sex with my wife. And now my grandson is my wife's son. But that's okay.
Now
because we're all family.
He raising his little brother. His little brother don't know what to call him, daddy, a bro, or what.
Right.
Oh, that's a mess. Oh, that's a mess. That's how they get down.
Yeah. Thank you, Lady Jackie, for becoming a new member. All right, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and conclude. I thank LVZ and True Royal for being on the panel. I thank all of you in the chat for being here. I really appreciate it. And we'll definitely do this again because it's time for another current event. I can't believe how much stuff is going on every day.
Stuff popping everywhere.
Yeah, it sure is. Y'all know that place where the train derailed and all the chemicals went out on the ground and in the water and in the air? Y'all know that was a sundown town? Did y'all know that?
Yeah.
No.
That's
Yeah,
a
it was.
sundown
Yeah, I knew
town in
that.
Another one, huh?
Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
And all them
and I'm
white
like,
people sitting there.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to go check that out a little bit deeper. I always like
Mhm.
to do that.
Yeah.
That
And them
is a
white people is
sundown
complaining. We ain't got no water. We ain't got no water. Well, there you go.
Because
There
I
you
know.
go.
Remember when
Won't have none.
remember when that building that high rise had collapsed down somewhere down there in Florida, and
In Florida,
yeah, and I kid you not, you could literally see it. You could see demons coming up out of this building. I had to frame that stuff, and I said, let me do some research. Sundown Town. We all seen it. Sundown Town. People don't be believing that.
Paradise.
Oh
Paradise.
yeah, in California.
I mean, it looked like there's things happening to the sundown towns now.
Yes, it is.
Mhm.
And you know what? That place burnt to a crisp. I mean, they can't do nothing with that place.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
because
it
I
was
read that East Palestine, where all that stuff happened with the, the chemicals, they were saying they didn't even want Black people to move in the neighboring towns near them. They didn't want them around there at all. Let's say they weren't moving to East Palestine, maybe a town next door. They didn't even want them there.
They want them out of there. Yep.
Remember, Lisa, somewhere in some little town, in Italy, I think it was a Somalian couple had moved there, and the people in the town beat that man to death in front of his family, and they had a massive earthquake. Massive. That town collapsed. Keep telling y'all, it's a cost.
Yeah, well, before Fukushima, one of those Japanese politicians was talking trash about Black people. He said if America want to get rid of their problem with minorities, just drown all Black people and Hispanics in the ocean. And y'all, I kid you not, it must have been 2 days later when Fukushima happened after he said that.
Wow. I didn't know that.
2 days later.
There's that spiritual side of it. Stuff is real.
And yeah, and then Paradise, and then I have found out that was a sundown town. But yeah, East Palestine, look it up. East Palestine, Ohio.
Well, Lisa, you know what you're making me think of? When you was reporting all that stuff that was happening down there in Australia, them rats was eating on them people in the bed. I said, damn, oh my goodness. They had an infestation so awful and stuff. I mean, they in the bed chewing on your ass. You can't.
Well, first of all, you got to be crazy that your house is overran by hundreds of mice and you going to just get in the bed and try to sleep. That doesn't even make any sense to me. That don't make no damn sense to me.
No.
They had all the bills.
Like so if you went to bed with all the mice, so what did you do? Get up in the morning, go in the kitchen, get your coffee and breakfast while they were running around?
Lord.
I just don't understand.
It's time to go. You know, I remember, Lisa, remember they had brought them bales of hay, and they had them rats had piss soaked through it. They said that stuff smells so awful. Oh yeah, they was
that shit toxic. Yeah, that shit toxic.
Oh, that stuff was awful.
Wouldn't you not get that kind of stuff and have around if you know they're gonna go in a feeding frenzy or use it to go to the bathroom? I was like, okay, when does common sense kick in? You got thousands of mice running around and you trying to function in your house like it's normal. Something is wrong with you.
It's time to go. But look at what they did to them folks
and
over there.
They were all in their cars. People were showing, they would get in their vehicles and the seats would be loaded with mice. I said, oh my goodness. I couldn't do it.
I'm good. Damn.
Couldn't do it.
And then they make noise at night. They making that little noise at
and
night.
when there's a lot of them, it's a horrible smell.
Yeah, they just all they do is shit and piss. That's all they do. Eat, shit, and piss and produce. You know? I remember they had them fires over there. I mean, it looked like it was gonna never stop burning up over there.
Well, the Norfolk Southern, the company that owned that train that went through with all those chemicals, they were supposed to have a meeting with the town on Wednesday, and they were a no-show.
Yep.
People were pissed.
Said, I'm
Ooh,
good
they had
now.
a meltdown. So, they know them lawsuits are coming. That company know them lawsuits are coming.
What did somebody say? That how about the man that drank rat piss in his water? Ooh, damn.
Yeah, I just don't understand. How do you function normally in a house that's overran by mice? I just don't get it.
So they
So that means you got in the shower and they were probably in the damn shower.
Oh, damn.
When you go to the bathroom, they probably all in the bathroom. You can't function normal in that.
I understand though what they was doing, because these are white folk, and they always.
Ooh, LVC, here it comes, y'all.
Come on, LVC.
Y'all know that white folk always trying to train and ride some shit. This white man was trying to train the motherfucking mice to make his coffee. He trying to train mice. White people always try to train and ride some shit. Talk about they at work. Talk about, because I thought, how do mice get in the car? This cracker done trained them how to drive to work.
They didn't got in the bed and taught them how to make the bed and everything. But see, the thing that they didn't do was they didn't teach them how to use birth control or abstinence or something, because they producing. So you got to give them.
They said the reason why it happens, because back in the day, the mice, as soon as the heavy rains came, the mice would just drown to death. But they said these mice have smartened up. Now, when they get them heavy rains that cause flooding, they go to higher ground. That's why they're having a hard time getting rid of them, because they got sense enough to move up to, a higher ground where it doesn't flood.
And they got a lot of sense, and that means somebody is always pregnant, so they always producing.
And then somebody said, why don't they just put cats in there? Even cats can't get rid of that amount of mice.
No, that's just too much.
A cat couldn't even handle that. That's too much even for them.
I'm about to say, you wouldn't even be able to take the smell. Then the cats, they wouldn't be cleaning up after these white bastards, leaving dead mice all over the place.
Nah, got better sense to say, I ain't dealing with that shit and stuff. And see, what the issue was? They could have went ahead and just killed them, but then it was gonna kill the other rodents, and then it was just that whole chain going on and on and on.
That's what they were saying. And then, because they even talked about bringing in snakes, but they said most of the snakes around there were deadly. They would have a problem dealing with that.
They had all kind of problems.
Snakes.
The snakes will eat the mice, but not when you got millions of them. Even they can only eat one at a time. Okay? They can only eat one at a time.
Eat like once a month or some shit like that.
They was in a no-win situation. No win. That is truly a plague right there. Because I remember that time you had
no, she, her. It's terriers that will kill mice. They'll kill mice. That's the dog breed that will kill mice, but some of them got to be trained, and some of them will do it naturally. But even a dog, they can't get through no millions and millions of mice. They didn't have too much even for a terrier.
They didn't have they feel of it and stuff. Yeah, they only do so much. You remember that's
why the farmers got those dogs, and a lot of people don't realize that. Farmers got dogs to keep the mice under control.
I remember, Lisa, what I was thinking of, Lisa? I remember one time I called Lisa on the phone, and my cat, he's gone now. That was Razor. He had brought a damn live mouse in the house, and I told my son, I said, Cleveland, get it. And I'm talking to Lisa on the phone. He chewed his head off right in front of us. I said, oh, damn.
You're right. Stuff like that. My cat has killed mice right in front of me.
Oh, Lisa, tell them the story. Tell them the story about them damn lizards and what Loretta leave as souvenirs.
Oh, well, what Loretta does when she gets a hold of them, We already know she got a mouse. I don't know if your cat do this, LVZ. All we find left is the tail.
Yeah,
That's it. This
yeah, I
long
remember you
tail
said
on
that.
the floor, and that's all that's left of the
I
damn
ain't never
thing.
heard of such a thing. I didn't mean to say lizards. I meant to say mice. Yeah, Loretta, and she said Loretta a gangster about her stuff. When
Yeah. The thing is, Loretta was wandering around in the streets before she was caught and taken to the shelter. So what I think it is she's feral enough to do that
but
with
she knows how to
mouse,
hunt. Yeah,
to eat them.
yeah,
Because she's been on the streets, and that's probably how she had to survive.
right. Mayweather ass just chose to go out and be on the street. So I let him come in the house. What he do is he just beat the shit out the mouse and leave it there. So you want to play with that?
He really is Mayweather.
Mayweather, he used them little paw, beat the shit, smack the shit out the mouse. You be hearing squeaking, mouse all fucked up. Then he look at you with that look on his face like, you want to play with that?
Yeah,
You don't want.
I had a cat to do that. He didn't want to eat. He just wanted to play, and then he ended up killing it.
Playing with him. Yeah,
he ended up killing it, and then he would come to us crying. I said, "You didn't kill the damn mice."
Like, man, this motherfucker ain't fun no more.
Yeah.
Move so I can jump on him and rip his head off again.
My cat
Chocolate, do that with all of them. Some of them she'll do the same thing. She'll play with them to death. And then other ones, I guess, depending on the size and the kind of mouse it is, it's a morsel to her.
She like, look, she like eating them white mice.
Well, my cats have brought in birds.
Cats will catch birds, and if they can, they'll get a squirrel. But it's rare for them to get squirrels.
That's hard.
That's a
good cat.
Them squirrels can usually outrun them.
Yeah, they can walk the lines and the utility lines and everything. But I've had my daughter told me the reason why they bring it home, because my cat Razor would bring lizards home. It's an offering.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh damn! Don't bring it in the house.
First one Loretta caught, she brought it up to our bedroom.
She was proud of herself, huh?
That nigga Mayweather seen the squirrel outside. That motherfucker got to moving on him so fast. Mayweather said, "Me and him, I would just be friends. Now they just buddies and shit." He see the squirrel. What's the squirrel? How you know? He don't try to chase him. He just look at him moving like. That's a fast motherfucker.
Yeah, they can move. The squirrels can move. They can really move.
Yeah, they are. Yes, they are.
This was got me one night about 3 weeks ago, y'all. I wake up, I look, I say, damn, there Mayweather, he out there eating, and his friend out there. I said, hold up, Mayweather got big. It was a fucking possum eating the cat food with the other cat. With the other cat, and when I chased the possum off, the other cat got mad at me. Like, that's my homie.
Hey, LVZ, remember when Lisa had that raccoon problem? Said it woke up the whole house. Boy.
I don't play with no possums, no raccoon. I'm shooting them.
Them raccoons will fight humans. You
really
we got them in our
I don't play no raccoon.
And they don't run, I noticed, because I see them in the neighborhood.
No, they're not even scared of us.
Them the ones you don't fuck with.
Yeah. Yeah. And there are videos on YouTube where people went outside and thought they could get rid of the raccoon with a broom, and the raccoon will leap on them and jack them up. They don't expect it. They think they're going to just run off, and they're not like that. They're not going to run off.
Raccoons will fight your goofy ass.
I remember a white boy, he had one in his kitchen cabinet. He opened the cabinet. He was up on the very top one, and scared the hell out of him and stuff. They don't be playing. I've looked at videos. Some of the moms will burrow a hole up in your roof or something.
Yeah.
And then don't let another one try to take it. That's what happened. They were fighting up there, huh, Lisa?
Yeah, they will. And because there was one where the cat was not the cat, the squirrel was using the fiberglass to keep her babies warm up in this attic. And she had 10 babies, and she had them pushed inside of the fiberglass to keep them warm.
Damn.
Yeah. I
My
mean, it's crazy some of the things they do when they make it in your house, in your attic.
Yeah, and then they
Mikey, that's what I'm about to say. You know, Dad had raccoons in his attic.
Mm-hmm.
He had 2 raccoons. He had a mother and a fucking baby raccoon. And motherfucker be making noise and shit at night. Dad, like, I ain't going up there to get it. So he
Yeah.
hired 2 redneck peckerwoods to come get the
Yeah. And they'll
yeah,
come and get them out. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
yeah,
how we got rid of
now,
ours. We had to
right,
they had to put a cage on top of the roof and put
yeah.
cat food in it. And the mom went in there and it caught her almost like as fast as the cage went down on the roof. She went in there after because they love the hell out of cat food.
Mm.
Boy,
That's what my dad
they
said. My
love
dad
the
said,
hell out of cat food.
I sat there and watched them motherfuckers catch that joint, like just like you said, Lisa. That shit, Dad was complaining about them damn raccoons, y'all, for months. They caught them in like 20 minutes. My father said, yeah,
Well, you know,
$500.
2
20
days
minutes.
ago, 2 days ago, y'all speaking of squirrels, my son-in-law came to pick up my granddaughter, and I was like, oh, he bought a used Mercedes. He said, yeah, I'm about to get rid of it because he said he discovered in the back seat. He said, I guess this car was sitting for a long time. Some kind of way a squirrel had got bored itself up under the back seat, and he said when he lifted it up, it was all kind of what is those acorns, all because they'll store the stuff, and it was all stored back there. I was cracking up when he told me that the other day. He said they can do some damage. You don't think they can, but this one was getting ready to make sure they had food for the winter. Just crawl back up under
That's
that
why they
joker.
tell you don't feed raccoons, because them suckers, that one day you don't go out there with the food, them suckers will break in your house to go in there and get the food themselves. That's why they tell you whenever they come around, don't give them nothing.
They know how to open doors.
Nothing. Yeah, they got little hands. If you look at them, they got little tiny hands.
Yeah, because my dad told me one time he threw away some turkey necks, just the bones, and the next day they had took them out the trash can, and he said the bones look calcified. They had sucked all the enamel off of it and everything.
Up in Canada, they got squirrel problems so bad. Up in Canada, I saw some of the articles. They said if you get food delivered, like a pizza delivered or DoorDash, you better get outside right away, because they said the squirrels literally come on your porch and walk away with your food.
They walked off with your pizza?
They said you better be at the door when that food comes, because if you're not at the door, the squirrels literally will pick up your bag, pick up your pizza, and leave.
You be thinking, damn, what happened to my pizza? They walked off with it. Damn.
And they know when they see somebody getting out the car with a bag or a flat box with a pizza in it, they know what it is.
And they can smell it.
Yeah, they know what it is. And they said so many people in Canada that got their food stolen by raccoons. Yeah.
I know. Did y'all see that video? Did y'all see that video? That white boy woke up and it was a bear in his house, and he had opened the refrigerator and he had ate up stuff in there and tore up stuff.
Yeah, but you know what? A lot of that was his fault. I heard he left the door open. See, when you live in certain areas like that where you got bears and stuff, you got to keep your door closed. 9 times out of 10, even deers. Yeah, 9 times out of 10, when people get deers in their house, a lot of times they have the door open or a sliding glass door open.
Wow.
Right. I about to say, it was one time in my whole life, because I moved somebody and there was blood and shit all going through their house. I said, what the fuck happened? And then you look, that sliding glass door was broke. He said a buck ran through that motherfucker one night, bleeding, and got halfway up the steps. Motherfucker was running through there crazy, bleeding to death.
Wow.
Yeah.
I remember they had at some beer factory where they were in the warehouse where they stored the beer, and they came back that weekend and they found a bear passed out. He had drunk so much beer, he had got towed up.
Yeah. And the thing is, those deers, the ones you don't want in your house, are the ones with the antlers, because they'll come in there and mess up your walls and everything.
Damn.
They'll tear the walls down with those antlers. Yeah, it's crazy. Those stories come out because we got so many deers up here in New Jersey. Those stories come out every year of one of them getting in people's houses.
Yeah, wow. That is funny about them stealing the damn pieces. That is funny.
Yeah, I think there's videos on YouTube you can watch, but yeah, they said that's been a big problem in Canada for years.
But they say use mothballs.
And that a bishop still in square, you motherfucker.
You know, to be honest with you, I think that they would probably push them mothballs aside and still go to the food.
They know what to do.
Yeah, you know. I think they would.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Well, LVZ, what do you think about Kyrie Irving and who was that other one that got traded? Both got traded. Kevin Durant.
Oh yeah, I knew it was gonna happen once Kyrie got traded.
The Nets is a scrubby team now.
Well, look, that's the weird thing. They can't even complain. They actually got pretty good players back. Now it's up to, believe it or not, it's up to that black coach to save them.
Yeah.
It's up to them to save them because the other night they played pretty good. One of the new guys they brought in scored 45. But again, I knew that was going to happen when he started that stuff with Kyrie. I even said it. I said, Kyrie ain't going to be there long.
Yeah.
And KD going to leave if Kyrie leave because KD wanted to leave anyway. So,
did they both go to the same team?
No. One went to the Phoenix Sun, I think Kevin Durant, and Kyrie went to Dallas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they went to separate teams.
So they're gonna be all right. I'm glad that they got away from that racist Asian man.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
He ain't got no business owning no team anyway. Only thing he supposed to own a karate team. He not supposed to own no
or a Chinese restaurant.
No, they can't. LVZ, they can't have no karate team because they stole that from the black man. No, they can't have that.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true.
Yeah, that's your stuff.
Well, what they can't have is no damn basketball. He don't know nothing about no damn. Look, you don't even look at no Chinese man other than Yao Ming that can play basketball. You don't think about that.
But they said the first day they taught Yao Ming how to do was cuss. He learned all the bad words real quick.
All right, yeah, Mark Cuban, one of the most racist, another racist team owner.
You can see it all over his face.
Yeah. So we'll see. You know, it'll either work or it won't. That's for sure. All right, y'all. Please enjoy the rest of your day. And like I said, we'll probably do a current event maybe like the last week of this month because we got a lot to get caught up on.
Yeah.
All right. Shalom, family. Shalom, LVZ.
Shalom.
True Royal.
Shalom to the royal family.
All right.
Shalom, y'all. We love y'all. Peace.
Love you more.